Good morning and welcome to Coffee Ann, the longest running panel discussion show in American radio. To make a comment or ask a question of the panel, call 401-766-1240 or email coffee@woonsocket.radio.com. And now, let's join the Coffee Ann panel.
It is Coffee Ann on ON Radio. Thanks for joining us. It is Tuesday morning. I know it feels like Monday, but it is Tuesday morning. It's October 10th.
Yes, it
Thanks for joining us. This is Joe Callahan. You just heard from Linda Tebow. Hi, Linda.
Good morning.
Linda was our commentator on the AutoFest parade yesterday. Her
Oh, really?
Paul Zangari
Yeah.
doing the sights and sounds of the AutoFest parade for us.
Cool.
So very nice. Do you have a good time doing that, Linda?
It was. It's fun.
It is fun doing that, isn't it?
It is
Yeah.
fun. Yep.
Telling the next band that's coming down, the next float that's coming
Yeah.
down, and things like that. No, I know that person in the parade.
Yeah,
Hey,
right. Yeah.
All right, that's
Yeah.
cool.
It was
All right, and Ed Cruz here. Hi, Ed.
Hello there.
Ed was not in the parade yesterday.
No, I was not.
You sure?
I was working.
Oh, okay. Stock market wasn't closed yesterday?
No,
Not a federal holiday?
no,
When
not
did-
for the stock market.
Really?
We have
That's odd.
we don't follow each,
I guess not.
and then we have some that aren't holidays. We have holidays that aren't holidays.
Right. Okay.
You know, like Good Friday.
And day
as
after
an
Thanksgiving?
example. Day after Thanksgiving is a half day.
Half day. Okay. All right. All righty then.
No, that's really stupid though, because you're off on Thursday. You go in for 4 hours on
on
Friday,
to
and
do
then you're
nothing.
off.
You should have the whole day
Well, there's
off.
nobody there, no traders. They're
Yeah.
all saying,
They
I
have
ain't
to-
going in.
I'll take
I
the
ate
4
too much
days
turkey.
off. That's right. Oh, well. Let's get a first message from the Carew Investment Group, and then we'll kick things off.
Okay, Joe. Thanks. Good morning, everyone. Ed Carew here at Carew Investment Group. Telephone number is 765-8880. And I've got some simple advice about investing. Well, the truth is, there is no simple advice about investing. The old days of financial uptrends and downtrends that last for days, weeks, and months are long gone. Sometimes trends last for only part of a day, like yesterday. We opened down, closed up. And before they change direction. Investing is not an activity for those who can't take the time to study each twist and turn for the opportunity that it truly presents. Since 1987, I've seen them all, and I'll invest for you the same way I invest for myself, carefully, very carefully. And it won't cost you a nickel to talk about it with me. So give me a call or call my son Paul at 765-8880, and we're right here in Woonsocket. Securities are offered through Bolton Global Capital, member FINRA and SIPC. Advisory services offered through Bolton Global Asset Management, a registered investment advisor.
All right, Ed, thanks. This happens a couple of times, usually once every couple of years at the closing ceremonies of AutoFest. We draw the winning button numbers for AutoFest, and we also draw our what ON Radio does, our split the pot. And sometimes when we pull the winner, they're sitting right in the crowd. And we had that last night with our split the pot winner.
Really?
Hey, I call. Dave actually had me pull it, and the person, when we read the name, they said, "I'm right here," and they checked the IDs and everything, and he was able to get his. They were able to cut a check right then, $503 for that gentleman.
Really?
Yeah, we had $1,006
Wow.
in the split split the pot, so he got 503, and AutoFest picks up 503. So. Talk about pretty nice prize
Well, I guess so.
for showing up at AutoFest.
Yeah.
And the three button numbers that were drawn: the $100 prize 4468, the $250 prize 5088, and the $500 prize 2475. If one of those buttons is yours, you call 401-769-6925 to claim your prize. Hang on to the buttons. If no one claims the prizes, they draw new buttons every Monday until we have a winner, or until the end of the year, whichever comes first. All right, AutoFest has come and gone. We had two really great days, and one not bad. I mean, it was cloudy on Saturday. The rains did come. For some reason, it seems to be raining all around Woonsocket on Saturday, but we finally got the rain. Showed up around 8:30, and our headline band went on at 8 o'clock. And then at 8:30, the rains just came. It's like, oh no! And so, people started to leave because it was just so hard. But what they did this year is they had what we call Harvest on the Main, which is basically a beer and wine area that had a big tent. So people got up and went over there,
There you go.
and they still watched the show, and they were undercover, and they were able to enjoy the headline act, which was great. Now the headline act Saturday night, they had the big story. Because the band is called Linger. They are the Cranberries tribute band, and they're based out of Denver, Colorado. However, the show, they did a show in Seattle, or near Seattle, Washington, on Friday. So Saturday morning, they get up, go to Seattle Airport to fly east. And, you got your best laid plans, all right? We're going to land at Logan Airport around 2 o'clock. We'll have plenty of time to drive down to Woonsocket, get in our hotel room, maybe catch a nap, maybe a little something to eat, and then we'll come to the park to do the show. Well, what happens? The plane gets delayed. So by about 2.5 hours.
Whoa.
So now they land at Logan at about 4:30.
Wow.
So much later than they wanted. They still had to rent a van. Now there's 5 members of this band, and so you had to get a van because 5 people and their equipment. Now luckily they didn't have the big drums or anything because that's already provided for them. But they still had guitars and keyboards, and one person had a trumpet, so they got to pile all this stuff in. All right, now we don't have time to go to the hotel to check in. We have to drive straight to Woonsocket. Now, here are 5 people, all from the Denver area, who've never been here, who've never been to Logan Airport, trying to figure out how to get out of Logan Airport. Now, we're considered veterans of it because we've done it all at least once. I said, how'd you do getting out? Well, it was a little tricky.
Yeah.
But they figured it out, but it still took them a little while to get down here. And so they're supposed to go on at 8 o'clock. I think they arrived at like 6:45, which was late for them. But I hope they had a chance to sleep on the plane, because by the time they went on at 8 o'clock, it's really 11 to them.
Sure.
So but we were able to give them some food, so they were happy about that, and they were really good. They played a great show on Saturday night for the small crowd that was there, and we said, sorry, there's not much crowd, the weather and like that. Well, hey, we're happy that people showed up anyway. So they were really good and a lot of fun to be around. Saturday night was a much better night. The weather-wise, it was great, and we had Dean Ford in the Beautiful Ones, which was a Prince tribute, which was it was packed, just at least 1,000 people,
Wow.
if not more. Every time I looked out from my vantage point of near the stage, I'm like, it is just jamming with people here. And he was great. Put on a fantastic show. Dresses like Prince, looks like Prince, sounds like Prince. Doesn't do any tracks, plays the guitar, plays the keyboards, has a whole band behind him, and just had the place jumping. He was fantastic that night. So, and very few bands do this, but we did the whole fake encore thing.
Oh.
All right, good night, goodbye, and they walk off stage, and you can hear people yelling in the crowd, "You haven't played Purple Rain yet." So, no, I introduced the acts at Onifest, so I quickly hop on the MC mic, which is off stage at this point, and said, "Who wants one more song?" They all. Everybody cheered. Well, if you keep cheering, I think we can get one more out of them. And then they came back on stage and did Purple Rain, so that was pretty cool. So the whole night the whole weekend was fantastic. I didn't see any real problems, which was good. I asked the police a couple of times, everything going okay? Yep, everything is smooth. Glad to hear that. What'd you think of the headline band in the parade, Linda? The Brooklyn United Marching Band.
Well, they were awesome.
Weren't they great?
They were. They
caught them
really
at the
were
end.
awesome. They were really awesome. And
It was
I
like
know,
a drumline band,
Yeah,
Ed.
yeah. They were really very, very, very good. And I know the headline band we always put at the end.
Yeah.
But it was. I don't know if we should.
All right.
Because by then some people are getting a little tired and they're starting to walk away.
Uh-huh.
But I thought they were awesome.
So they had drums and dancers, right?
Dancers, they had
Yeah.
dancers. Absolutely, they did a great job.
Mm-hmm.
They really did a good job.
And they're all young people.
They are.
They're all mostly teenagers, although it does go up to into their 20s. But it's a specific school that's out of
Yeah.
Brooklyn, New York, and they're gonna have a good academic record, or you don't play in the band.
And that's an incentive.
It is, and they go
Yeah.
and they go all over the
Yeah,
world.
yeah.
I was looking at the
And
website.
I like those drum lines. I think
I do, too.
I think
That's really cool.
it's really cool.
The
It's-
precision is
it's-
great.
It's really good. yeah, they were really good.
All right, and the Kids Fest area went over well. I saw a lot of people over there watching their entertainment, and things went well at the Harvest Garden. And Food Row was just packed yesterday.
I'm sure.
All day long, and I saw lines everywhere. I was able to talk to one of the vendors, and he knew Saturday was not going to be as good. You could just tell they're used to this kind of thing. It's the weather. I get it.
Yeah.
It's getting a phone call. Must be the car. The Genesis is calling.
Genesis is calling. Genesis is calling.
And but Saturday I was able to pop over and see him. Sunday I popped over and saw him as well.
Really?
And even though he was busy, he was able to talk to me for a little bit. And I said, "Nice to see a line." He goes, "Oh, it's been a line all day, so
Yeah.
just keep it coming." So all the
that's good.
food vendors had lines all day long, so it
Well,
was
no,
great.
that's really good.
Mhm.
That's really good.
So it went over very well, and we had a very good time.
Mm-hmm.
My legs are tired from walking and standing all weekend.
Standing in yeah.
It takes a lot out of you.
It does.
after a
It
while.
does, yeah.
But I learned a couple of Autofests ago. One year I tried to wear like really sturdy work boots. That was the wrong thing to wear.
Yeah.
You
yeah.
need soft, comfortable shoes.
Well, yeah, a good walking shoe. Like,
Yes.
well, some of us still call
Some
them
might.
sneakers, but
That's
they're
right.
not sneakers.
But my feet were not hurting at the end, so I was happy
no,
about
that's
that.
good, yeah.
Sometimes I walk with a bit of a limp because your foot's hurting so much. But I'm glad things went well, and we start getting ready for
next year.
next year.
You know, one
Do
of
it
the
again.
things that really got my attention in the parade, and that I think that was like in one of the later divisions, but the Woonsocket Warriors,
The football team, yeah.
football teams, and the cheerleaders. They must have had 300 kids.
Wow.
I mean, because they have all the age groups.
Yep.
And each one of them, like the cheerleaders did a little thing, and then
Yeah.
then the football players did a make believe huddle kind of a thing. But it was very impressive to see that many kids
Yeah.
involved. In Smithfield, we have Express football, which is kind of like this Woonsocket Warriors. But,
Okay.
But there were so many kids in it.
In it. Wow.
And it's nice to see that that this many kids are into a sport, an organized sport, because that's always good for them.
Right.
So
And 18 bands in the parade
lots
yesterday.
of bands, lots of bands. They
That's
had
great.
the kazoo band. I had never heard of a kazoo band before, and so they find. Have you? Who knew? But when they came through, I was like, oh, good, I'm going to hear a kazoo band for the first time ever. I forgot what their name was, something cheap.
Somebody playing a bass kazoo?
I don't know. Because by the time they got to us, well, they don't make as much noise as
Well, as the
the
big
bands,
bands, yeah.
And so I was listening, There were a few people, but I had never heard of a kazoo band, and
Well, there you go.
they were there.
Every day you learn something new.
Yeah,
huh?
and there were all kinds of good. Yeah, it's good to see. It was a good parade.
All right. So, good takeaway from Autofest. So, everything went very well. All right. It's time for a second message from the Carew Investment Group, and then we'll get into other things. So, we'll switch things back over to Ed Carew.
Okay, thanks again, Joe. Good morning again, everyone. Ed Carew here of the Carew Investment Group, 68 Cumberland Street in Woonsocket. Telephone number is 765-8880. Integrity, trust, service. 3 words that sum up what you can expect from the Carew Investment Group at 68 Cumberland Street in Woonsocket. Established in 1987, we've been helping people, investors locally, and I got clients all over the country, actually. They used to live here, and they scattered, but they're still clients. We help them to build wealth and to guide them through their golden years of retirement using quality stocks of companies that they know, many of which pay quarterly dividends. We also use investment-grade bonds and the low costs associated with exchange-traded funds. To find out more about our services and for a quality conservative approach to your investing, give us a call at 765-8880. Integrity, trust, and service. The Carew Investment Group. Securities offered through Bolton Global Capital, member FINRA and SIPC, and advisory services offered through Bolton Global Asset Management, a registered investment advisor.
Very good, Ed. More of Coffee Hands coming up. You can call in comments or questions at 766-1240. And we're going to get to a note when we come back.
Hi, I'm Kathleen LaValle at The Honey Shop. Check out our Facebook page at The Honey Shop RI, and there you'll see a whole list of our new classes and lots of fun things to do. You could join us for making limoncello, pizzas, pasta making, cheese making, so many fun things to do and learn.
Thanks, Kathy. Folks, if you love food, you'll love the Honey Shop, right behind the Dunkin' Donuts at Park Square in Woonsocket.
Hi, this is Yvette Houle. Holy Trinity Parish Christmas Bazaar and Craft Fair is Saturday, November 4th, from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. in the Parish Hall, 1371 Park Avenue, which is handicap accessible. Come browse the many gifts, crafts, and much more. There will be gift certificate raffle, split the pot, theme baskets, baked goods, and special raffles. Visit Santa, give him your wish list, and take photos with the children. There will also be a children's craft area to keep the children busy while the parents shop. Kitchen will be open for lunch and will include the popular dynamites, meatball sandwiches, hamburgers, hot dogs, fries, onion rings, and Venus de Milo soup. For further information, contact me, Yvette Houle, at 766-5663.
The Coffee and Panel is enjoying coffee from Down East Coffee in Pawtucket. They're a 62-year-old family business that roasts all its coffee right here in Rhode Island. Founded originally as Excellent Coffee Company, they provide great coffee to food service establishments throughout New England.
ON AM and FM.
It is Coffee and here on OED Radio. Thanks for joining us. Joe Callahan here with Ed Crew and Linda Tebow. And let's get to this note that was actually written into me. So maybe Ed can, maybe he's got a feeling on this. I think Linda will have a feeling on this as well. Massachusetts Governor Maura Healey says she's, quote unquote, distressed over migrant residents basically kicking out Army and Navy veterans from hotel rooms they had already booked for the Army-Navy game at Gillette Stadium in December. Have you heard about this, Linda?
No.
Yeah. Then do something about it, Mrs. Governor. Massachusetts is a, quote, right to shelter state, but this looks bad. Bad look for the state, for the governor, for those hotels canceling reservations, for the entire area that stands to earn millions for the local economy. Basically, they're choosing illegal immigrants over veterans, over our economy. It's embarrassing to write that. So, personally, they say, I think this is appalling. So, yeah.
Yeah. Kind
It's not a good look.
No, it isn't. Well, aside from that, family first,
Well, you would think so, and I'd be mad if I was if I had a reservation and then I was told by the hotel.
Oh, I absolutely would be very
can't-
angry.
We're giving
very
your money
angry.
back, but you can't have it because
No.
we're giving it to the migrants that have shown up on our doorstep
Illegally.
illegally.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
but I've got tickets to the game. Well, sorry about that.
Well, no, I mean, and that game is that's a big deal for people. And I know
Yeah.
a game is a game is a game, but,
Yeah.
And plus I'd be really angry
Mm.
if I had reservations for that, for anything, and I got kicked
Yeah.
out.
Ed, you're gonna be going to Aruba soon. Would you be smiling if you got a call and said, Ed, you can't have your you can't have your week this year. Sorry. you get a sorry.
I would not be pleased,
I would not be pleased. Okay.
especially seeing it's my room.
That,
I own it.
That you own it. That's true. All right. It's a little different in Ed's case. But what can Moore do anything to appease both sides at this point?
Well, is it more responsible for some of these happenings?
She is, because it's a right to shelter state. So
That's
it's
right.
like she's like, okay, bring him on
Yeah,
in.
no, that's right. Yeah.
So how do you appease both sides?
I don't know. She's got a situation here. It's a right to shelter state, so bring them on in. But she's saying you're bringing in too many.
Yeah.
She's saying we need help from federal. You're costing us a ton of money for all these people. Mm-hmm. So which is it? Do you want them here, or do you not?
do you not want
Are
them
we
here?
a right to shelter state, or are we not?
Pick a side, right?
Pick a side. You can't be on both sides.
All right. It is.
She's on the fence.
It's a bad look, so I don't know how this is going to work out. I don't know if there's all these. They're talking about all these hotel rooms that are up and down Route 1 that go through like Walpole and Foxborough and Sharon and like that. So, or other places as well. So, it's not good.
That's not, and aside from that, we have homeless people of our own. Or,
Yeah, they don't get anything.
you know what I mean? We
Yeah.
do. We have a lot of, and I'm sure Massachusetts does, just like every other
Oh, yeah.
state does. We do, Got to take care of our own too.
Well, you would think we would, but nope. For some reason, the migrants come first. The illegal
It
migrants
would appear
come
so.
first.
Yeah, it would appear so.
All right,
And
Ed.
I think that's what annoys the people.
Oh yeah,
You know.
that's right. So, a couple of questions for Ed. Jobs forecast comes out today.
Today. Is it today?
Is
The
that-
jobs forecast?
I thought that's what you wrote.
National small business optimism, wholesale inventories. Yeah, well, yeah, there's a lot of numbers that come out.
No, okay.
The really important ones are the producer price index tomorrow
Mm-hmm.
and the consumer price index on Thursday. Those are the ones we really got to watch. Oh, and the FOMC minutes of the meeting tomorrow also.
What is that?
That's the Federal Open Market Committee.
Mm-hmm.
That's the guys that like to raise interest rates. These are the minutes from their last meeting. This is where you get to see all the discussions.
What
that,
everyone
you
said?
know, yeah, right. And who's the good guy and who's the bad guy, and you know, how many are leaning in one direction, how many are leaning in the other, what they really expect to happen in the future.
All right.
You know,
Is this something you read? You read these
Yeah.
minutes?
they'll go over it on CNBC also.
They will.
Yeah.
Okay. Speaking of good guys and bad guys, back to Autumn Fest for just a second. They put on 2 pro wrestling shows at Autumn Fest this year. Both shows packed with
Really?
people.
Really?
And it is amazing how many people come out to watch this. A lot of kids with no name. There's no one you've ever heard of. No one that you see on TV all the time. These are the up and comers. These are the people starting out, kind of thing. And but the kids love cheering them on and seeing the people, fly through the air and land on their backs and stuff like that. And it was fun because I brought a couple of them up on stage, and just to promote, hey, the show's going to start in like a half hour. Here are a couple of the guys that are going to be in the ring. You pat them on the back, and you can feel just how strong they are. How powerful their body is just by touching their shoulder. I'm like, oh my God, this guy's strong. It's like, yikes! You don't want to get these guys mad
I
at
was
you.
going to say, stay on their good side.
I was
right?
on their good side. So they did a great job working the crowd. So that was a lot of fun. All right, back to serious stuff now. War in the Middle East. My gosh, woke up Sunday morning. Hamas had attacked Israel. I'm like, oh no. And Israel they don't sit down for long. They do a retaliation quick. And I've heard it all in the national news today. They're doing something we don't do here in the United States. They're passing out guns, Ed. Everybody who wants one, especially along the border. And here you go. And they're military's moving around, and we're moving warships into the area just in case. And I'm like, oh boy, has it affected, or will it affect the stock market, Ed?
Will it? I don't know. Has it? Not yet.
Not yet. Okay.
Yesterday the market was up. It opened down, which was expected.
Mm-hmm. Because of the fighting?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because before the market opened, you had the futures, and they went negative by quite a bit, almost a couple hundred points.
Mm-hmm.
But we closed up on the day by quite a bit, a couple hundred points, just about. And the fighting is over there. If the fighting affected us over here, it'd be a little different. But it's just beginning. We don't know how long this will end. We don't know who else may get involved.
Well, they're already worried about Iran getting involved in this thing too.
Yeah, well, it looks like, from what I read, Iran is actually the
Instigator?
the instigator behind all of this. So who gave Hamas permission or approved the plans? Actually gave them the plans.
All right.
What I'm hearing.
Wow.
But the concern is that Hezbollah, which is another group up there, may
Follow
also
suit?
follow. Yeah, they're to the north, I guess.
Wow. And the hostages have already been taken.
Yeah.
Yes, that was one of the first things. There was a correspondent this morning from one of the stations, one of the TV stations, who was down there, and she was reporting. They were showing where there was this highway with vehicles on both sides, all like shot up, and they said this is where they took the hostages and killed a lot of hostages right here, and so they have said that if Israel
Attacks,
attacks
or retaliates.
and not, if they retaliate and not warn the Palestinians
That we're going to do this.
that they're that they're going to attack a certain area and some civilian Palestinians are killed, they're going to kill a hostage for every time this happens. Was
Wow.
so you kidnap people, hold them hostage, you put them someplace, you surround them with military, and you surround them with civilians, and you say, well, if you hurt one of these people, we're going to kill one of these people, but they're all in the same area.
Yeah.
It's like, why don't you just say you want to kill them?
Yeah.
It's not going to be
terrible.
pretty.
No.
It isn't pretty.
It already isn't pretty.
It's already ugly. It is already
It
ugly.
already isn't pretty.
And it's gonna afraid it's gonna escalate.
Yeah, I'm sure it will.
Yeah. Well, this is one of the things, I hate to even discuss the prices of certain things because of, the tragedy that's going on. But it's this kind of thing that can really spike oil prices like you haven't seen in
Yeah.
years, if not, Yeah, you could easily see $150, $200 a barrel, where
Again.
it's 85 or 90
Yeah.
now.
Wow.
But, maybe you won't.
Maybe, but
If Iran gets drawn into this,
Mm-hmm.
us in Iran, you probably will see it, because Iran puts out 3 million barrels a day.
yeah. I can see them getting drawn into it very easily, especially
so can I.
if you see if what you say is true, that they're they gave over the plans and this is the best way to do it, kind of thing. So, and I know there's people from Rhode Island that are over there that have been taken hostage, and family members here can't get a hold of them over there. It's like it's a terrible situation, and I know they did it in Providence, and they did it in I think up in Boston as well, and they do prayer vigils, which is nice, but doesn't really do much. Kind of
Well,
thing.
I think it's just a way of people getting together of the same.
Comfort each other?
Yeah,
Yeah.
basically it's a giant support group, and prayers can be powerful too. But
That is true.
But I think both communities, those from Palestine and the Jewish community, are the civilians. It's the civilians, that get affected the most and suffer because of these terrorists, Hamas.
And I've heard of stories over in Israel where Palestinians and Israelis, usually the younger people, civilians, get along just fine.
Yeah. that's what I mean.
It's the military that's
It's the military.
issue.
Well, I mean, and Hamas is really not
Then I wouldn't
Well,
call
really
it
military. They're
No,
not. They're terrorists.
terrorists,
They're
yeah.
terrorists.
You're right.
They're terrorists, and and that's why, you feel for the Jewish community, but for those people that are in that Gaza Strip, the civilians,
They're stuck.
they don't want this.
No.
They don't want this, and they're getting killed too. So
Yeah, and it's a very, very crowded and I guess poor area.
poor but heavily
Is it?
populated.
Yeah,
They've
there's
squished
like
a bunch
2
of
million people or
yeah,
so
in this
in an
teeny-
area
yeah.
of 140 square miles.
They said, like,
now you
the-
might say,
like,
well, 140 square
not
miles,
true.
can you compare it to something?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I can compare it to something. Middleborough is 69 square miles.
Yeah.
So you got 2 million people in 2 Middleboroughs.
Yeah, but that's what I mean.
That's crowded.
Yeah.
That's crowded.
Yeah. So and that's the thing, and like in New York, they were having, different sides screaming at each other, but they didn't do anything wrong. I'm sure some of the Palestinians that are in this country have relatives there
Yes.
as well getting killed, but no, they're not military. They're terrorists.
All right.
They're terrorists.
You're
and-
right.
And,
You're
and that's
absolutely-
the,
All right, we're going to take a break here on the Coffee and Program. More is coming your way. We're going to take a look at the forecast, which is being brought to you by Unbound.org.
More clouds than sun today with a high of 62 degrees and a calm wind. There is a 30% chance of a shower between 8 and 3 today. Tonight, mostly cloudy, overnight low of 46, calm wind. Wednesday's weather, partly sunny with a high of 68 and a calm wind. Thursday, mostly sunny, high near 66. Friday, sunshine and 61. Saturday, a 40% chance of a shower, mostly cloudy and 58. Sunday, a 60% chance of showers, mostly cloudy, and 56. And next Monday, a 50% chance of showers again, mostly cloudy, and 55.
Currently outside the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio on the Kodar Park Ave and Kennedy Street, cloudy skies and 49 degrees. A girl in Kenya dreams of becoming a doctor. An elder in Guatemala dreams of being part of a community. Reach out and change the world, and it will change your own. Visit unbound.org.
You know, when you're paying the right price for protection, you just know it. It's that warm, fuzzy, totally secure feeling, knowing that you're not only getting great coverage, but you're also not paying too much for it. And when it comes to your insurance, there's no one better at getting the right price for your protection than Allstate agents Kara and Celeste Benjamin, because they know when it comes to your bank account, every penny counts towards something bigger, something better. Like a nicer car, that home update you've been dreaming of, or a phone that's fresh out of the box. Those little or big things that we work so hard for. And Kara and Celeste Benjamin want to help you work a little less by getting you the coverage you need and the savings you deserve when you switch to Allstate. Contact Kara and Celeste Benjamin at the Benjamin Agency. One agency, 2 locations in North Smithfield and Bellingham. 765-5000 for a free quote today. Allstate, you're in good hands. And you're in good hands with Kara and Celeste Benjamin at the Benjamin Agency. Savings vary based on the average annual savings reported by new auto customers surveyed in 2019 who switched to Allstate.
Hi, everybody. This is Linda Tebow for Aging Well in Woonsocket, inviting you all to a fun and special way to help us with our work at the Gaston Ayard Junior Senior Center. Join us for dinner and laughter as the famous Charlie Hall presents his hilarious look at aging well called Aging Disgracefully. What's more, Aging Disgracefully is at 4:30 in the afternoon on a Friday, October 20th. No nighttime driving. Seating at the Senior Center Hall on Social Street is limited, so get your tickets today. Thanks to the generous financial support of Blue Cross Blue Shield of Rhode Island, the tickets are only $30 for an afternoon of salad, dynamites, dessert, friends, and laughter you will never forget. Aging Disgracefully supports the health and wellness programs of Aging Well, Inc.
Today's the day to nominate the best of the Blackstone Valley.com.
It is Coffee and here on ON AM and FM. This is Joe Callahan here with Linda Tebow and Ed Crew. We're just talking about the woes of the New England Patriots.
Woe is them.
Woe is them. 1-4, 34-0 loss on Sunday. And I'm afraid I've come to the realization, and I don't like saying this, but it's about Belichick. And I've seen it happen over the years. You know, history teaches us. And it happened to Tom Landry at the Dallas Cowboys. And it happened with Don Shula with Miami Dolphins. They get older, the players get younger, and they just keep getting that separation, and they don't communicate. And they don't. The younger guys are not listening to the older coach anymore. And so that means it's time for the coach to go. And I don't like saying that, but I look at the guy in Miami, the head coach of the guy in Miami, who I can't remember his name, but he's 35.
He's a young guy. Yeah.
He's a young guy, and look how well they're playing.
Yeah.
Because he can relate to the younger kids, younger guys on the team.
You think that's what Mac's problem is?
Oh, no, he's got a ton of other problems. He's just not talented enough. But maybe with the other things, with the special teams and the defense, and maybe it is time for Belichick to step down. I would hate to see him be fired. I really, really would. Mm-hmm. That would be the worst.
Yeah.
But if you just say, all right, I'm handing the reins over to not his son, but one of his other assistant coaches.
Yeah.
Mike Vrabel.
Vrabel's coaching on another team, though.
Yeah, you get him out of Tennessee, you bring him here.
Yeah, I don't think he would leave the team in the middle of the season, though.
Oh yeah, probably.
I would like to see that. That would be great. But oh well.
Yeah.
So you're saying what we got here is a failure to communicate.
Some people you just can't reach.
Okay. I still don't think that's Mac's problem.
All right. They play. They go to Vegas next week.
Yeah, really.
And Vegas just won. Vegas beat Green Bay, so going up against Jimmy G. Yeah, it's the New England Patriots West. So we'll see how they do out there. All right, things going on back here in Johnston. They had the unveiling of the Christopher Columbus statue.
They did.
Most people, most residents in Johnston are happy to have it there. Some are not. I don't know if they're from Johnston or not. So they had a big crowd of supporters with the mayor, Policina, down there. But there was a counter protest.
There was, yeah.
No vandalism on the statue, but they have a lot of security
They
around
do.
it right
They have a
now.
fence around it.
Yeah.
The cameras.
But there's people saying, what did I hear them say? He's a murderer, a lot of genocide. Rapist. He's a terrible person. The statue should either be in a museum or on private property. It shouldn't be on public land because he was such an awful person. Well, I guess that's your opinion. I think it's fine where it is. If you want to go see it, go see it. If you don't want to go see it,
Yeah.
well, then don't go.
Yeah.
If you think he was a lousy person, don't go see it. Is that just too, or is that too simple?
Well, I think that folks would think that's too simple.
All right.
I think they are. You know, I heard the mayor there, Policino, the junior there, he said something that I said, that's very wise of him. You know, to judge somebody from that long ago by today's standards, because I'm sure we have a lot of heroes, you know,
Yeah.
that did things that were not good, and yet they're still heroes, you know. The standards we have today are very different than the standards we had before,
Well, that's right.
that many years ago, you know. And to judge a person from then by today is,
And people do that now because they judge like George Washington and Thomas Jefferson because they owned slaves.
well, that's what I'm saying. But yet they're still
But some people still don't like them.
don't like them.
Yeah.
But you know, but
Because
that's
of that.
That's the thing, you know. It was
You
wrong.
can't judge by today's
No, I
standards,
mean
yeah.
it was wrong. It
It
was
was.
wrong. It was wrong, and I never approved of
Yeah.
slaves or anything like that. But you know,
But that's the way things were done
that's
then.
how things. It was accepted. It
Yes.
was accepted.
It was okay.
behavior in those days. Was it right? No.
No, it wasn't. So speaking of Johnston, with the Christopher Columbus statue, now Channel 10 is reporting police in Johnston have found hateful white nationalist messages scattered throughout neighborhoods yesterday. They attribute it to a club called the Nationalist Social Club. This has happened in other towns, by the way: Providence, Warwick, Barrington, and North Kingstown. Guess they target certain areas, and then they, I don't know, put them up on utility poles, or they just drop them in the yard. I don't know. But Johnston is the latest town to get leaflets, I guess, dropped in their area, saying, I don't know what they say. Just,
Yeah.
white power, I
No,
guess, or
see,
something
and
like that.
that's wrong. I mean another
But it's their
example.
First Amendment right, Linda, to
I know
print these
it
up and
is, but-
distribute them.
Yeah, but you know, like there were so many things that happened in the past. It's child labor.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you know, like in Smithfield, Slatersville, you know, the first planned industrialized village in the nation, and what did they used child labor.
Mm-hmm.
They had little kids, 10, 11, 12 years old, working in the mills. That's certainly not acceptable today. But yet we have a village named after the man, you know, the man that did it.
Yeah.
Gee,
You know, all of these things that you're bringing up, I'm not saying that they're good, and I'm not saying they were ever good,
Yeah.
but they're part of the evolution. The evolution
Of
of
humans,
humans,
yeah.
the evolution of coming from Europe when there were no other people other than the Native Americans. And they came here looking for gold, basically.
Yeah.
That's what they came here for. And we started to colonize, you know, and expand across the country. And then all of these things happened. It's all evolution.
Yeah.
We're going to do the same thing if given the opportunity to go to the moon and to Mars and to other points of the solar system where there may be life. And we're going to go there. Do we belong there? No, because we're going to go there and try to colonize or befriend whoever lives there and probably get into some kind of a skirmish and start killing each other. It's the natural evolution of life.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying it's good. I'm not
No.
saying it was ever good. I'm just saying that it's not really something that you can look at it today and say, oh,
That's
that was
bad.
so awful.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just the way it is. I'm sure that we're doing something today, besides the Middle East, that is awful when we look at it 100 years from now.
Right.
Yeah, and we learn from that history.
And we learn
What-
from it.
That's the
yes.
thing, you know.
But
and
that
that's-
doesn't destroy or doesn't eliminate the history. It's something you need to remember.
Yeah. Well,
So it
you
doesn't
can't-
happen again.
You can't but that's why I get upset when they start knocking down statues, because that's part of our history. It happened. It happened. And if you keep, you know, if we keep trying to get rid of everything that was, you know, we need to learn from it.
Yep.
We learn from it.
If you ever go down to Battleship Cove in Fall River,
Yep.
and not on the ship itself, but off to the side, they have a little museum near the merry-go-round that's down that way, and that's free to walk in and walk around. And there's all sorts of pictures of the men, you know, way back building the ships there, and there are all these kids in the pictures as well.
Sure.
10,
Yeah.
8 years old,
Yeah.
working hard, no shoes.
No shoes, right? And many of the, you know, in many of those places where they were using child labor, they made sure that these children were part of the system. You know, they had Bible schools, and they all indoctrinated them, so to speak. You know, you get all upset when people kidnap the kids and they brainwash them, but kind of it happened in regular society in those days, and it was accepted. It was okay that the kids went to work with no shoes and
Yeah, that
got a
was-
quarter
that was
of a
fine.
week or something like that, and that's why they had so many kids, so that they could bring, you know. And it was wrong then. It's wrong now, but now we know it's wrong, and it was accepted behavior.
Back to the war that's going on in the Middle East. I don't know if you heard about this, but a former Harvard University president is outraged by the school's response to a statement from pro-Palestinian students blaming Israel for the Hamas attack. So you brought it on yourself.
Yeah.
And this coalition of 34 Harvard student organizations say they hold the Israeli regime entirely responsible for all the unfolding violence. Former Harvard president Lawrence Summers is upset that Harvard leaders have not denounced that statement. Summers says the silence is allowing Harvard to be defined by the statement and urged current leaders to condemn it. And so far, Harvard has not come out and said anything about it, and it's just letting it lie there right now. Think he's so smart at Harvard. Wow, I didn't know they had really 34 Harvard student organizations. That's a lot.
It's a lot.
That say Israeli is responsible for the bombing of them. Don't quite see it, but
Yeah. Yeah.
all right. Well, let's see. Other things I find this amusing. You always got to watch out what you're doing online. All right. Taunton man is accused of posing as a prostitute online and then robbing a victim when they arrived in Boston for a date. Victim tells police that he answered an ad for a woman online in January and agreed to the $400 fee. However, he was met by two men with knives. It was robbed at the prearranged meeting spot in Boston's North End. Joshua Owls was arraigned on charges of masked armed robbery with a knife last week and was released without bail by a judge.
Wow.
Got to be careful.
Got to be careful.
Gotta be careful who you're talking to online, because you just never know. All right, breakdown once again here on Coffee and more coming your way. Comments and questions, call them in 766-1240.
The Call and OneSocketCall.com is here for you. Access to news and information is more important than ever in today's busy world. OneSocketCall.com makes it easy to access important news headlines, lifestyle, and sports stories, classifieds, and more online. That's right, all the community news and information you need and want is just a click or a tap away. For just $15.99 a month, you get full access to our online paper in addition to our daily printed paper. That's full access to our e-edition at no extra cost. Or sign up for the digital subscription for just $10.99 a month. To subscribe now, call 767-8504. That's 767-8504. The Call and Woonsocketcall.com. Here for you.
Hi, this is Yvette Houle. Holy Trinity Parish Christmas Bazaar and Craft Fair is Saturday, November 4th, from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. in the Parish Hall, 1371 Park Avenue, which is handicap accessible. Come browse the many gifts, crafts, and much more. There will be gift certificate raffle, split the pot, theme baskets, baked goods, and special raffles. Visit Santa, give him your wish list, and take photos with the children. There will also be a children's craft area to keep the children busy while the parents shop. Kitchen will be open for lunch and will include the popular dynamites, meatball sandwiches, hamburgers, hot dogs, fries, onion rings, and Venus de Milo soup. For further information, contact me, Yvette Houle, at 766-5663.
Hey, it's ON Radio's Cruz and Bruce Palmer inviting you to join me for the Saturday Block Party. It's every Saturday from 4 until 7 p.m. when we fill the airwaves with the songs you want to hear. It's a party in every sense of the word, so join me live on 99.5 and 1240 a.m. or bring the show with you wherever you go at onworldwide.com.
Here it is, Coffee Ann on ON Radio. Thanks for joining us. Joe Callahan here with Ed Carew and Linda Tebow. And all right, Linda, the shakeup with the Red Sox have started. We fired the pitching coach and the third base coach.
Really?
The people that don't play.
That's right. Right.
But you know, the as we know, the pitching staff has not been great.
Yeah, but
Dave Bush was let go, and their third base coach Carlos Fablis, he was also let go. They say the firing of Fablis is likely because the team struggles on defense this season. So not their running, but their errors that they're making in the field. And just the pitching's just been not great. Coming in last place 3 of the last 4 years is not good.
no, but the pitching coach, I mean, is it because he's not getting the talent he should be getting?
Well, that's an
I
argument
mean,
that can be
that's
made.
you know,
You're just not as good. Maybe
You
you shouldn't be
can't-
pitching in the major leagues.
yeah, you know, you can do just so much.
You're supposed to work with them and make them better. And
I know, but how much work does it take sometimes, you know?
sometimes they can be reached, and
Yeah,
sometimes they
sometimes they
can't.
cannot.
So
Yeah.
that's the latest
Yeah.
from the Sox. So more to come.
More to come.
Stay tuned with
Sure.
that.
Yeah.
What was that, Ed?
Nothing.
Oh, okay. All right.
I didn't bark a word.
Other things going on around the country. A judge in California is denying the reinstatement request of 2 LA police officers who were fired for playing Pokemon Go on the job. Now, you can do it off time, but if you're on the job, patrolling the streets of LA, you really shouldn't be playing these games. On Sunday, the LAPD released dashcam video and audio of the cops ignoring a call for backup about a robbery in 2017. Instead, they were heard discussing how to catch the Pokemon character Snorlax.
Oh my God.
So they were fired in 2018 after the video was reviewed by an LAPD captain, who probably wasn't amused.
Well, no.
And the officers claim the recordings should have been dismissed in court because they were private conversations. But you're having them in the police car while you're on duty. Does that make it public?
Whoa.
Ed, you're not a lawyer. What do you think?
Yeah. It plays one on television. No.
I don't know.
Are they private conversations between 2 coworkers that should be used against them? But they must have known they're being recorded. So
Well, I think the bigger thing that somebody was asking for help. They
they
didn't
go.
go.
Yeah.
Is more than what they said, that they didn't answer their colleagues' call for
backup, yeah.
backup.
So they
That
tried to
seemed-
get back in, and the judge said, no.
Yeah.
Go play Pokemon.
Keep playing. That'll see how well that puts bread on your
Right.
table.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. What else is... Scientists in Florida are naming a newly discovered snail after Jimmy Buffett. After Jimmy Buffett's song, I should say. The Cayo, Kayo Margarita, is a bright yellow worm snail and named after the song Margaritaville. It's a type of mollusk that sticks to surfaces in the coral reef. The report's lead author said the team was no stranger to the regional signature drink or the famous singer. They wanted to reference the color of the drink and the place it lives. Aw. Isn't that nice? There's talk of renaming Route 1 down there in Florida, Jimmy Buffett Expressway or
Really?
something like that.
Oh,
Yeah.
Everything that goes through Key West and right up through Florida. Let's see if the Florida, the Florida government takes care of that. Well, that would be cool. I don't know about having a snail named after you, but
no.
better than nothing, huh? All right.
You don't have enough margaritas, you probably walk like a snail.
Well, they walk in a straight line,
Slowly.
so very slowly. All right. Half Moon Bay, California holds the world record for having the largest pumpkin. It weighed in last week actually, 2,749 pounds.
Wow.
You ever try to grow pumpkins?
No.
No? All right. Ed, did you ever try to grow a pumpkin?
No.
No?
Did you?
I've never tried.
Oh,
My father tried one time.
really?
Yeah, never got anything.
Yeah.
No.
I always am fascinated by those things at those pumpkin fests and stuff. You know,
Yeah,
they
the
have
big, huge ones.
competitions to who's got the biggest pumpkin.
Travis Geinger of Minnesota is the proud grower of the giant gourd that breaks the previous record of over 2,700 pounds grown in Italy.
How much it is one way?
2,749 pounds. Beat it by just a couple of pounds. Geiger not only scores $9 per pound in his winning entry, someone get out a calculator and figure that out, at the 50th annual Half Moon Bay Pumpkin Weigh-Off, but he also gets a $30,000 bonus for breaking the world record.
Oh, that's cool. That's a
The
lot.
pale orange behemoth will be featured in this weekend's world-famous Half Moon Bay Art and Pumpkin Festival. So,
It's a lot of pumpkin pie. Huh?
Yeah.
but does it cost $30,000 to transport the pumpkin from Minnesota to Half Moon Bay,
I would.
California?
Yeah. I
Because
would
you're not going to put it on Southwest Airlines and
No.
fly it for
No.
me.
No.
train.
Or JetBlue. They're going to say no.
Yeah.
It's my pet service pumpkin.
My emotional support.
My support pumpkin, that's
emotional
right.
support.
Okay.
We go. I've raised it since it was a
It
seedling.
was.
You
It
know,
was a seed.
Yeah,
it was a
right.
seed once.
Oh, you're getting crazy.
But I'm sure they have to put it on a flatbed and chain
Right,
it down
chain,
and drive it. So what? Well, good for him that they were able to grow it this large. You know, keep all the animals away so they don't eat it.
Yeah.
Birds peck at pumpkins, don't they?
I don't know.
Critters eat pumpkins.
And critters.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, critters
okay.
eat pumpkins. Yeah. Yeah.
Squirrels,
Squirrels,
rodents,
gophers. Yeah.
skunks
Yeah,
go
skunks,
after.
yeah. Oh, any critter out there.
Like that.
they're like,
It's
they
food.
Munch on it's food.
No, okay.
Rabbits. Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Some San Francisco restaurants that offer bottomless brunches are imposing a new rule for customers who really want to get their drink on. The restaurants are now charging a cleanup fee when a patron gets sick after drinking too many mimosas. He throws up in the restaurant. One restaurant in Oakland will charge customers who overindulge and don't make it to the restroom in time $50 cleaning fee. I think it should be higher. Make it $100. Another restaurant is posting signs that say, "Dear all mimosa lovers, please drink responsibly and know your limits." Rideshare companies Uber and Lyft have been charging similar cleanup fees that range anywhere from $25 to $150. That's why I think the 50 should be 100.
Well, yeah, I can see for like those Uber drivers and things, but
Yeah.
you know, aren't the bartenders? They're supposed to be tip certified and be checking and making sure they're not selling to people that are already inebriated.
Yes, but let's say you, Linda, can only handle 2 mimosas, but you don't look drunk. But you're
Okay.
just sitting at your table, you've had your second mimosa, and then you get sick.
Okay. All right.
How's the bartender supposed to know
Okay.
that? I've never heard of anyone getting sick
Good
on mimosas,
argument.
by the way.
Yeah, right.
No, mimosas.
That's such a weak drink.
It is. Yeah.
So I guess maybe you're having
Lots.
8 or 9.
8 or 9 mimosas. Yeah.
I guess it must be an issue out there. It must be happening a lot where they're going to
Must
start
be.
putting
Yeah.
up signs
Yeah.
and stuff like that. But maybe you stop the bottomless brunches.
That would be a good idea.
You
That
know,
would be
it sounds like,
yeah.
you know, what is it, $20 all you can drink mimosas?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we should stop doing that. But
Well, I would say, yeah, it's
That's
just,
just me.
it's just orange juice. A little Prosecco in it, but
what else is in it? I thought
that's it.
Oh, that is it?
Prosecco.
Okay. And orange juice, right?
Yeah, orange juice.
You ever heard the story about how a screwdriver got invented?
No.
Have you heard this story yet?
No.
This goes back to almost the turn of the century in the 1900s when they were building the skyscrapers in like New York, and the guys would go up on the girders. Well, to disguise, disguise what they were drinking, they'd put the vodka and the orange juice together, and then they get their screwdriver out of their belt and stir it, and that's why it's called a screwdriver.
Really? I'd need a few before I get up on.
Well,
get up those things.
not a good idea to have
Yeah.
too many when you're up there on those girders.
You wouldn't get me
either.
up there for anything.
Yeah, that's.
Well, some people did fall off.
Well, that's what I'm saying. This is not a good idea.
No, but that's how they invented it, to hide
Yeah.
it from the bosses.
Okay.
Well, it's orange juice.
Yeah.
Nothing bad, no liquor. They were lying. All right. There's a principal in Louisiana in trouble because. Sorry, I got a cough going here. Because he punished a student. Because the student was seen on video dancing at a party not on campus. So the principal has been asking to take a leave of absence. But his name is Jason St. Pierre, and he took away the senior's scholarship after she's seen on the video dancing at an off-campus party. He also questioned her students' religious convictions and moral character. So St. Pierre's actions triggered outrage from the community, who felt that the principal overstepped his authority. He has since issued a public apology, and her scholarship has been reinstated. Isn't that odd
It is.
that he would do something like this? And why would he question the religious convictions and moral character?
Yeah.
Because it's Walker High School. It sounds like it's a public high school.
Yeah. But I mean, he has no. What people do in public,
Yeah.
it's not in his jurisdiction.
Not at, was it at the school? Wasn't at the
At the
school. It wasn't
school.
at a school-sponsored event.
Yeah.
He was trying to impose his
Yeah.
morality on someone else
Yeah.
at a place that he had no jurisdiction.
You're right.
Makes you wonder if he'll be let go. Now because he's asked for the leave of absence. It's just very bizarre.
It
Principals
is,
doing
yeah.
stuff
Yeah.
like that. I don't get it. But okay. Let's see what else is going on here. Are you watching any of the baseball playoffs? Winter at all?
No.
Not yet.
No.
Are you gonna wait for like the World
I'm
Series
gonna
to roll
wait,
around?
Yeah. Well, I think it was playoffs because Mookie was playing last night, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Dodgers, yeah. Yeah, but I wasn't. I didn't
Not yet?
watch it.
Okay.
Not yet.
Well, it looks like Deion Sanders is about to get the same type of news coverage previously reserved for Taylor Swift and Beyonce. USA Today Network is advertising an opening for a Coach Prime Colorado Buffaloes football reporter for the Coloradian. The Fort Collins newspaper is owned by Gannett, same company that owns USA Today. USA Today advertised openings for a full-time reporters to cover Swift and Beyonce earlier this year. The Coach Prime reporter will cover the cultural phenomenon that the University of Colorado football has become, as well as the impact Sanders' presence has in Boulder, Colorado. He's all the rage out there.
Is he?
Yeah. And I haven't been paying too much attention to it, but he's very flashy and very colorful. And
Who's this?
Deion Sanders.
The former football player?
Yeah.
Okay.
So he's the football coach. out there for
okay.
Colorado. And he's he's very boastful. He's very bragful about his team, and he likes to say how great they are. I'm not quite sure what their record is, though. Could be. But he likes the limelight. If you remember Dion when he
Yeah.
played,
Oh, yeah.
he loves being out there in front of everybody. So, well, just something to keep track of. Well, that'll do it for the Coffee Hour program for today. We thank you for listening as always. We hope it's a great day for you. Linda Tebow, thanks for coming in.
My pleasure.
And I'm glad you enjoyed your time with the Autumn Fest Parade.
It was fun. It was
Yeah.
fun and warm because we're in the truck.
You're in the truck, so there you go. You don't have to worry about the wind that was going on. All right, Ned Crew, thanks for coming in.
Always a pleasure.
All right, this is Joe Callahan. Have yourself a great day, and stay tuned for Gary Smith and the crew. Do you remember is coming your way at 9:30.
Broadcasting live and local daily from the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio at the corner of Park Avenue and Kennedy Street. This is WOON Woonsocket Radio. And now, the news. The Rhode Island Department of Children, Youth, and Families disclosed over the weekend the near death of a 16-year-old. ABC6 TV reported DCYF said it happened last week. The Office of the Child Advocate was notified. No other details were released to the press due to confidentiality laws. That controversial statue of Christopher Columbus was officially unveiled yesterday in Johnston's Memorial Park. It was originally in the Elmwood section